Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your patience as we just get everybody logged on. Day 2 of the Islam, Peace, and Justice Conference. The Irene and Doug Schmeiser Center for Faith, Reason, Peace, and Justice is beyond pleased to host you all and facilitate this dynamic event in partnership with the Islamic Association of Saskatchewan and the Saskatoon Peace Coalition, as well as the Department of Religion and Culture at St. Thomas More College. St. Thomas More College, or STM, is a Catholic liberal arts college federated with the University of Saskatchewan, which is situated on Treaty 6 lands and traditional territory to many Indigenous peoples, including the Plains Cree, Blackfoot, Dene, Sioux, and the Métis people. Humbled by the implications of our shared colonial history, we deeply respect this relationship with one another and the land, our common home, of course, and remain committed to the processes of reconciliation and indigenization of our campus and communities. With deep gratitude and reverence, we are compelled to treat the land as and all forms of life within its ecosystems with dignity and respect during this very brief moment in geological time in which we have the privilege to live on and care for this land and each other. My name is Brett Christoph. I'm a graduate student at STM in the Department of Religion and Cultures, and I'm delighted to moderate this panel entitled Common Narratives, Peace Education, and Environmental Issues. So thank you so much for being with us today here. And I'm going to begin by introducing our first panelist today, Dr. Karimo Mohamed, who is joining us today from Lisbon, Portugal. So Dr. Mohamed was born in 1973 in Mozambique and graduated in 1995 with a history degree and obtained his doctorate in political theory and analysis in 2012. In between this, he specialized in library and information sciences and in Islamic cultures and civilizations and religion. So joining us today, as I mentioned, from the Center of Religious History, History Studies at the Catholic University of Portugal in Lisbon, his main areas of interest have been the relationship between religion and politics in different cultural and civil national contexts, past and present, which led him to the field of political theology. He's also interested in the history of political ideas, especially in the Islamic world, with a particular focus on different theories of justice, authority, and community, which led him to the field of political philosophy. His talk today is entitled, "The Whole Earth is a Mosque, a Sufi Approach to Cosmopolitanism." So thank you so much, and I'll turn that over to you, Dr. Mohamed.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you. First of all, good morning. Here in Lisbon is 5 p.m., so for me is good afternoon. Thank you for having me and my work in this conference. It is a pleasure meeting you and sharing with you my work. And I will begin with the title. The whole earth is a mosque. Well, the whole earth, the whole universe, the whole multiverse is a mosque, which means that it is a sacred place, and it should be respected and cared about, and of course all existence on there, in there, all forms of life and whatever. So I will now share my presentation. So this presentation is based on a book that I am still working on. The idea, I had the idea 3 years ago, and I'm still working on it. So it is a work in progress. That book has 5 parts. Okay, the introduction and the conclusion, of course. And it has a chapter entitled justice in times of darkness, or how to enlighten modernity. A chapter entitled Community Without Borders, a Sufi approach to cosmopolitanism, and a chapter on freedom to be a human being in this world. I was inspired by the concept of Tawhid, and also by Muhammad Iqbal's address to the All India Muslim League in 1930, and his in 1938. Other sources of inspiration are the Conference of the Birds by Fariduddin Attar, the Ishraqi philosophy, Ishraqiyun illuminationism of Shihabuddin Suhrawardi, the definition of justice of Ali ibn Talib in his letter to the governor he had appointed for Egypt, Malik al-Ashtar, and finally the concept of the Al-Insanul Kamil, the perfect human being, of Ibn Arabi. Also important is the concept of unity of existence. There is a debate if Ibn Arabi was the author or not. I am not going to dwell on that, but the Akbarian school, the disciples of Ibn Arabi developed that concept, the unity of existence, wal wujud. So it is also a source of inspiration for my work. So these concepts, ideas, authors, from my point of view, can help us to address some of the political problems of the world and the times in which we live in. And what are those problems? Borders, territorial nationalism, forced migration, identity politics, and the nation state. Of course, there is also the environmental problem, but I haven't done work on that, so I'm not going to talk about that. The concept of cosmopolitanism used here is in its original meaning, citizen of the world, or a being of the world, of this world. Now, focusing my attention on Fariduddin Attar's Mantiqut Tayr, Conference of the Birds, the logic of the birds, the language of the birds. So it is a story about the birds of the world gathering to decide who is to be their sovereign, as they have none. The Hoopoe, the wisest of them all, suggests that they should find the legendary Simurg, which in Farsi means 30 birds. The Hoopoe leads the birds, each of whom represents a human fault which prevents humankind from attaining enlightenment. The Hoopoe tells the birds that they must cross 7 valleys to reach the abode of Simurg. In their journey, there are no borders. Each bird is a free and a unique being. Together, they form a community pursuing a common goal, which is to know their sovereign. All they discover in the end is a water lake in which they see their own image and not the mythical Simurg. What they were looking for exists within their collective self and in the totality of all things. To to see things as they really are, according to Ali ibn Talib, is the very definition of justice.